Hello guys, hope you're well. I'm still recovering somewhat from the festivities of the weekend, as you can probably hear in my voice. But first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for watching the On The Whistle videos all through the season. As you'll know, the last one was recorded on Sunday. The season is now over, which means no more On The Whistle for a little while. But given that I'm off work this summer, caring for my son, I'm going to be around a fair bit, I thought I would try and record some other videos just to kind of beef up the channel a bit and keep the content coming for you guys. And today I thought I'd talk about something that came up actually during our Union Chapel live pod that we did with Arseblog and Arsenal Vision on Saturday night, was it? There were a lot of questions, as we anticipated, about Emile Smith Rowe and his future, because he's played such a limited role in the squad in the second half of the season since returning from surgery. And actually, one of the things we were going to discuss during the live pod was what is our biggest surprise of the season. And people might have said Granit Xhaka's goal scoring, or the way in which William Saliba has settled in the Premier League as swiftly as he has. For me, the biggest surprise has been how little Emile was featured. And I say that given what an important player he was for Arsenal last season, particularly in the first half of the campaign. He was on that brilliant goal scoring run, and then even as an impact substitute, he really showed a capacity to come on and change games, even once he lost his starting place to Gabriel Martinelli. This season, obviously, he had the injury and the surgery, which meant we were without him for a long time. But thinking back to us breaking for the World Cup in the winter, I was really excited to see what he might come back and be able to do. Now, it just hasn't happened for him. Whether that's physical issues, whether Arteta has lost some faith in him, I don't know. It seems to me like he's always laying down challenges for Emile Smith Rowe. In public, it feels like his press conference pronouncements are often gauntlets thrown for Emile. And increasingly, I do fear for his future. I think one of the biggest issues faced is that in Leandro Trossard, Arsenal have brought in somebody who's taken over a lot of his minutes. And this is something Clive Palmer was talking about at the live event. Those players are in kind of direct competition. And Arsenal went out and bought Trossard. And look at the minutes he's playing on the left-hand side. He's even played as a false nine, which is something Arteta's talked about Emile doing. And in fact, used him in that position, I think, in the Europa League, not particularly successfully. And I was looking at Trossard's numbers. His 2 assists on the final day take him to 10 this season. I think it's just the 1 goal, but he's been pretty unlucky. Hit the bar a couple of times, had a brilliant long-range shot against Wolves, turned around the post by Jose Sarr. He's got tremendous power in his shots, brilliant technique. Reminds me of Thomas Rosicky sometimes, the way he strikes the ball. But it's that creativity and that ability to combine that I think sets him apart. And that is the challenge now for Emile Smith Rowe. As a young player, relatively inexperienced, he's got a guy who's 28, full international, been to European Championships, been to World Cups, settled so quickly at Arsenal, directly rivalling him. Because when you think about the team now, we've not really seen Emile Smith Rowe be a regular in it for some time. And when we last saw him, he was playing on the left wing. But I think Gabriel Martinelli has since redefined that position. It's become a real pure sprinting position. And I think Emile Smith Rowe is a good ball carrier, but I'm not sure he's got the sprinting power that Martinelli does. So then you think, well, where else could he play? Number 10, well, we don't really play a 4-2-3-1 anymore. There's not really a clear number 10. Martin Odegaard's sewn up the right 8 position. False 9, well, Jesus and Trossard would be ahead of him in the queue. Left 8, maybe. I mean, funnily enough, we've even seen Trossard used in that position in emergency situations when we've been really pressing for a goal. That's the one that people have looked at and said, could Smith Rowe play there? Granit Xhaka's leaving, it looks like. One wonders, could there be a similar conversation between Arteta and Smith Rowe this summer as there was between Xhaka and Arteta last summer? Arteta sat Xhaka down and said, look, there's a question mark over you. These are Arteta's own words. I need to see more from you, and I need you to succeed in this position. I'm not convinced you can do it, but this is where the opportunity lies for you. Xhaka went away, came back, I think 4 kilos lighter, in the shape of his life, and made a huge success of it. Is that what Arteta is looking for from Smith Rowe? Perhaps. It wouldn't surprise me. It would be... I don't think any Arsenal fan wants to see Smith Rowe given up on or sold necessarily, but you have to think it's a possibility, given how limited his opportunities have been. Maybe Arteta is going to say to him, look, if you want to have a position in this squad, this is where I see it. And this is where you can differentiate yourselves from the Trossards and the Martinellis. But the challenge is there for you. You need to go away, develop, work on your game, and work on your fitness as well. We'll see. Time will tell. It's going to be an interesting summer. But yeah, I'm sure you'll be thinking about that as well. Just a few thoughts I was wanted to share with you guys about Smith Rowe and his situation. As I said, I'll try and do a few of these throughout the summer as things happen here and there. It'd be great to hear some feedback from you guys. Probably heard my baby just stirring over in the corner over there, so I better go and check on him. But I hope you're enjoying a bit of time off from the football. And yeah, as I say, do subscribe for more of these videos, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye bye.